Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for our first junior high take and make tutorial of the holiday season. And today we're going to see how we can turn plain paint sticks into this reversible scarecrow, snowman decorative plaque. So the first thing you want to do, I found it easier. I've done it a couple times now, so I think the best way to do it, now that I've done it, is to glue sticks together. You have enough sticks in your project bag to either make it 5, which I found a little too wide. The original had 4. I used 6 to begin with. And I like the look of just having 5 because it seems a little bit more narrow. The headband stands out a little bit more. So as I said, you have your tacky glue and you want to start by just gluing some sticks together. It does take a while to dry, and I also found if you painted them first, they kind of warped a little bit while they were drying, and then it was more difficult to glue together. So if you glue them together first and let them dry, I glued 2 together, then another 2, and then the final one to glue the 2 segments together. Just hold it for a little while and then place it to the side. You can open up your brown bag. Of course you should, because you're going to be using acrylic paint. But then I also have this plastic tablecloth, or actually when I was sitting in the other room, I put some saran wrap down so that the sticks wouldn't stick actually to the bag. So I'm just going to set those aside. Once you have your body all glued, then you need to take one plain stick and paint it black and one for brown, because these are going to be your hat bands that go diagonally across the faces. Again, set those aside and let them dry. I found it was easier to paint the brown side first, because sometimes the paint did leak through a little bit and the white could always cover it up. Okay, so you paint it. It's a lot of painting, setting aside, letting it dry. So this is going to take a few hours to do. It's nothing that you want to actually rush through. So paint your brown. You do have brown paint. In the picture, it shows just leaving the boards bare. I don't like this look too much. The brown hat does stand out more, but I like a little bit more color down on the bottom. So I did paint mine brown. Put that one aside. And then you can do your snowman side. So if you have your sticks, you can paint it and then figure out where this is going to go. You can paint it all white and then add your black, or you can lay across, draw that line, paint up, and then stick it down and then paint down to that part. Once you have both sides painted, go ahead and add your hat bands. I'm just going to concentrate on the snowman side for now. And let's see. Everybody has some black paint, orange, brown, and white. So if you're going to paint your brown side, make it lighter than this one. Didn't show up so well because this isn't as light. I added some white streaks to it. Okay. Here's your snowman side again. In the directions, it says if you have a pencil. That was because, I'll show you. Of course, I did the eyes first and then the nose. Now, a lot of the paints that you have are a little thinner. They are acrylic, so it might take a couple coats. Those of you who are used to Miss Cindy's painting classes, her paint is thicker. This is not the same paint, so it is a little thinner. You might have to do 2 coats of the white. Then, once you're ready to start painting your face, let's see. I have some different sponge brushes at home. And those of you who are taking Miss Cindy's painting, you might already have different painting tools at home. And then you can also make it a little different shape. Once it's dry, I add a little white to make it stand out. It kind of looks like a ghost right now, but we will make that a little bigger. You can use different brushes. Everybody has this kind of paint sponge brush. Some of you might have smaller brushes. And I also gave you some orange foam. I did paint the nose for the snowman and the scarecrow. It took a couple coats on this side, especially against the brown. So if you want to use the foam, go ahead. It's your project. Okay, so I told you if you have a pencil at home, that would be great to actually make his little dots for his mouth. And they'll come out so much nicer. You can go over them again, but see how they're done. Just add some more on this side. Go over these just a little bit more. See, and like I said, that was the end of the pencil, the bottom of the pencil. Again, I'm just going to set him aside and let it dry. This one, you might see a little bit of texture because then I did take the sponge and I just add a little, so there's some little air bubbles, so it looks kind of snowy. Since this side is done, we'll just think there's a face there, because I wanted to show you how to put your little embellishments along the hat band. Everybody has a package with some leaves, an acorn, some flowers, the poinsettia. Set this one aside. I don't want to get paint all over, which is why it's good to have something down. Again, everybody has tacky glue. You have a package of little leaves. Now your acorns, I just wanted to show you, everybody's acorn has this little wire around it, so it's really easy to undo. You just untwist it. Let's see. And then carefully unhook it from all the little pine cone leaves on there. Arrange your leaves however you would like. I just kind of, you know, arrange it so it's overlaps a little bit, then glue your little flowers on. Let me bring that up closer for you and glue them on whichever way you want. Once, again, set it aside, let it dry completely, and of course, glue your acorn on. You can sit it down, see how it looks. This one is dry, so I'm going to go ahead and glue it. And keep in mind, whichever end that you glue it on, either this one or this one, when you flip it over to do your snowman, and of course then you would put that on there, you're going to actually make sure it's on the same side. So I'm going to glue mine right over here. Let's see. Just like that. And with everything, of course, it's a drying process. So hold it down for a little bit so it can start getting that really nice adhered to it. And again, set it aside. So like I said, this isn't going to be a project you do within 15 minutes or an hour. It's a lot of gluing, setting aside, painting, setting aside. Then when you put this on, and even though I've painted over here, that's all right because the black paint will cover it up. So that's why I said you can draw a line and then go over it, or else you can just paint up, and then when you're ready to set your hat band on, just go ahead and glue it, okay? I would recommend gluing both the hat bands before you start putting on your decoration parts, but I just wanted to show you how it goes. Because once that's on there, it's going to be a little difficult to lay flat so you can do the faces, okay? And again, once you had that I would just continue with the black paint all the way up. I have to touch up a little bit over there. When you're ready to do the poinsettia part, of course, it's going to go on this end, the same as reverse side of that. That is simply, it's got this little clip here, and then I just put that in there, fluff it up a little bit, however you want it to go. You can put it all the way down. And this just clips right on the edge there. So it can come off, you can rearrange it, see, and then clip it back on. Okay, so that was our Scarecrow Snowman plaque, and next week we're going to make a mini Thanksgiving centerpiece. So until then, take care. If you would like to send me pictures, I love seeing the pictures, you can send them to wroe@allsuplibrary.info, and enjoy the project, and I will see you next week in the video. Take care. Bye-bye.